10, right? Oh. Hey everyone, I'm Justin Nightinger, and I'm going to be your dungeon master tonight for this hard R-rated campaign, my homebrew world of Pernault. Before we go any further, I'm going to introduce you guys to all of the PCs tonight. As always, in alphabetical order, we're going to start with Casey.
Hi everybody, my name is Casey Boyd. I'm playing Byron Bancroft, your silver-tongued bard. We hit level 3, so my bardic college was chosen as the Bard of Lore. I also gained the ability for expertise to add proficiency skills to 2 of my skills, and I got level 2 spells.
Nice.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Emily. I play Clem, the human warlock, and I got my big pact boon leveling up. Oh, Lilo's somewhere in the background. She'll introduce herself later. And I went with Pact of the Familiar, but I refused to tell anyone anything else about my familiar. And then I just got a couple more spells. And I would like to say I was prepared I could tell you what those were, but I have already forgotten since it's been a whole day.
I mean, I think a secret familiar is already pretty compelling, and I'm very excited to pry that knowledge out of Clem at one point or another. A secret familiar, don't you also have a secret patron?
Yeah.
We'll
The secret familiar isn't a secret. It's a secret for viewers.
Hello, my name is Lisa, and sometimes I stop rambling and do the things that we're supposed to do. I'm playing Nyx, the Reborn Cleric. We also leveled up recently, so now I'm a 3rd level cleric, but it doesn't matter because Raise the Dead is a 5th level necromancy spell, and I only have 1st and 7th level spell slots, so we got a ways to go still.
All right, I'm Rob. I'm playing Casper. I also leveled up to level 3. And so I took the Oath of Glory as my paladin's sacred oath. And so my tenets for that are strive to be known by glorious deeds, not words. Face hardships with courage and encourage your allies to face them with you. Like raw stone, your body must be worked so its potential can be realized. So you're ready for a jacked Casper in the near future. And then you must marshal the discipline to overcome failings within yourself that threaten to dim the glory of you and your friends. So those are the things that I'm going to be working on as a paladin. We'll see how well I stick to those.
And we'll see how frequently I introduce donut buffets, so you can't be all chiseled.
It's the most serious threat in this world. Zombies and donuts.
Sorry.
Shall we recap?
All right, so we're going to go over the fact that for those of you who have never been here before, we're going to be playing D&D 5e. We got a few homebrew rules thrown in. We're using D&D Beyond, so if you go to the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see some cool stuff about our PCs. And lastly, what you see in the middle is Tailspire. This map in particular, which, because I said I was going to try to do this more often, it was off of Tales Bazaar. The author's name is Oranges, and the map is Auctioneering House, Auction Manor, Manor, or Mansion. So if you like it and you have Tailspire, go pick it up. Okay, anybody have any questions before we do the recap? Nope. All right. So the group, Clem found a dog named Lilo, which she immediately stole. At the same time, the rest of the crew found a murder scene filled with the remains of Carmax's wife, Shula. There was also some drugs, and there was a note on how Shula was killed. It was like a very descriptive, almost methodically written by a doctor kind of note. As expected by everyone, Shula came back to life. As not expected, the man who's not here tonight, Soar, burned her to a crisp. So after that, Nyx tried to spend way too long digging through burn-up guts. Then after that, Casper got to meet his goddess in a vision. It's here that she kind of gets him to know that he is the chosen one. There's a bunch of other stuff that happened during that part, but if you didn't catch it, check us out on our podcast or on YouTube. After that, we went into Casper's sect, the Heralds of the Dawn, to find out that it's actually part of a much older sect called the Quiet Ones. The PCs are told that they need to stop a major war between good and evil, and that there was a prophecy that involved three things. One was the rise of a new foe, aka the zombies, a visitor from another realm, which was an owl folk that showed up in a portal, and then unearthing of a dragon, which we don't know what that's all about. Anybody have any questions on the recap before we talk about inspiration? All right, I'm trying to go through this real fast. Last week's inspirationers. I come up with a word for that. Inspirationese, yes. So one ex-evasive wasn't able to make it, so we picked two for this week. We have Sigma's Tavern and Hot Breadstick. So you fine folks will be able to either give me advantage or disadvantage, as well as you can give the players at inspiration at any point. This week, Emily will be picking our next Inspiration E. And that's it. Without further ado, we're going to kick things off. So, you are all level 3. And as soon as it happens, Clem, you hear, hey, you're getting kind of strong.
Not you again.
Remember, you can talk in your head. You don't have to say it out loud. The other people think you're a little weird, if you know what I mean.
That was me. Do I have to say every time I talk in my head? This is me talking in my head. I would like to give the assumption that when I interact with him, unless stated otherwise, it is in my head, if that's okay.
I guess.
Okay?
Yeah, it's okay. All right. So he's
like that'll be more frequent.
He's like, I didn't know that you liked animals as much as you do. I might be able to help you out if you can help me out.
What kind of deal are we talking here?
Look. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. I may have heard that you're going to be going to the Element Meadery, right?
I do love eating meat.
It's meadery, like honey wine. But I could see how you could be confused because the guy who's saying it talks like he's got rocks in his mouth. I need you to put something. I need you to put something there that maybe wasn't there before.
What kind of something are we talking here?
Don't worry about it. Somebody's gonna show up with a package. You just put that package there, and nothing. Nobody knows the difference. And if you do this, I might give you a pet.
I mean, I do love having pets. Say both Clem and Emily.
I take that as a yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's try it. Am I allowed to look at the package?
If you do, your friend disappears forever.
No, I'm regretting asking. Okay.
So what I want you to do is I want you to think in your brain what you want your friend to look like. And then
I know.
you're going to find yourself with a little bit of a familiar. I'll be back at level 4. He says as he disappears.
Say bye, Danny DeVito. Oh, also, for those who were here last week, there she is!
The real star. The real star of the show.
Lilo gets inspiration.
Lilo deserves inspiration.
Do I get to use inspiration because she's here with me? I'll tell you when she wants to use it.
Oh, only if the dog rolls the dice.
I don't have any dice here with me. I'll save it for next time. I will literally bring a dice and try to get her to roll.
What a missed opportunity! Yeah,
they're all downstairs.
Keep those D20s handy.
I will. She'll try to eat them, but I will.
Okay. So
she's told to just find someone will show up with a package at the Element Meadery.
Yeah.
Okay.
That big meaty place over there. And then I will not look in it.
For sure. All right. So you guys, Nix, you just come back out after checking out the book with Father Urisi. Did I say that right this time? Urisi. I got to write that phonetically. Uris.
It might not
Okay.
be how it's spelled, but that's
Yep. That's why I did what I just did there.
We
So,
looked at the book and we dissected the living hand.
for sure. So, you guys come out of there, and when you do, you notice that there is a note on the table that says, "Hey guys, I think the person that came out of the portal might be my brother. I'm going to the element Meatery, Meatery. So Soar is gone, and that's where he's at. He's looking for
And
something he misheard.
That
Are
is
we-
the place that they told us a portal opened and some crazy stuff happened.
Mhm.
Yes.
Session.
Are
Yep,
we canonically spelling it meatery?
No, that's where he went.
Oh,
But you guys are supposed to go to the
Well.
Meadery.
totally different place. Okay, perfect.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yep. So where are you guys going? Are you headed to the Bronze Mall thing? You want to do something else?
Yeah, no, Byron would like kind of reach in or lean into the area where Nyx has been helping Casper's guildmates work on this undead hand and learning what it is, and just say, not to rush you, but we do have a meeting here in just about enough time to get out the door and get there.
Yeah, seeing that we're still working on whatever it is, Nyx would kind of like jerk her head up and shake herself out of the process and just go, "Oh, right. Yes, thank you, Byron."
I promise if you're nice, we'll let you come back and play with your toys again. But until then, we do need to, hurry along.
It's not a toy, it's a still moving hand.
Eh.
But I understand the intention behind it. I would turn to Father Urusai and shake his hands vehemently, ignoring whatever gross zombie hand juice is remaining on mine, and just kind of like wipe them off on my robes, and then just go, "It's been an absolute pleasure. I can't imagine the amount of things that we've learned just from this brief interlude."
I'm sure that they will have no positive impacts on you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And off we go.
Yeah, you guys go towards where you're supposed to be meeting the Bronze Mall. Yes.
So as
I
we're
see a finger up.
as we're headed that direction, I would disguise myself back into the bard that I was disguised as last time I was there. Just because not only do they know me as that, but in case we are meeting with Prowler, he doesn't want to be open Byron.
Yeah, you would 100% know that you're here to meet with all four of the powers.
Yep.
And I forgot to throw in at the beginning. Hey guys, we are getting better at this, and by we I mean Casey. If you go under the video, you're going to be able to get links to all of our stuff, including our Discord, because I might be putting some stuff in Discord later this evening.
Come join us and hang out.
Yeah, as long as we get there. Who knows? These guys sometimes take way longer than I planned, and other times it's way shorter. But you guys show up at a
How long does it take? How long do we have until we need to be there?
So you guys got about an hour to get there. It's going to take you 25-30 minutes to get there. So you got about a half an hour free time if you want to do something else.
Okay. While we're going to the Bronze Mall stronghold, I'm gonna say, do you guys mind if we stop somewhere for a drink first?
I mean,
Nyx would turn to look at Byron.
I thought you'd never ask, inviting me out to a bar already. I'm flattered. We do need to hurry though. We do only have a few minutes, and I don't know where the hell the bird went, but it'll be what it is. So, do I know of a? I'm looking like I have a watch on in this game. I don't know if time exists like that, but do I know of a bar somewhere along on the path to Bronze Mall that doesn't take us too far off?
You do. It is it's like a bar slash brothel. These are kind of your bread and butter.
Mm.
It's called the Loose Moose, and it is it specializes in the more manlier side of brotheling.
So,
I love it already.
hey, say, let's
brothel, maybe?
Yes, it's a yes. You get inspiration, 100% inspiration
Just
for
for
a
the dads.
brothel.
yeah. Yes. So,
I don't need anything fancy, just something strong. In and out.
oh, they have exactly what you need. They have a guy named his name is Bartholomew. He is very strong. He has just rippling muscles cascading down the side of him. I promise you, you're in for a treat. Or
Okay.
did you mean alcohol?
A drink.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they've got
That's
whiskey
right.
too. That's fine.
Is he the bartender? Or...
Sure.
Okay. Good. Good.
So, you guys, it's like on your way there. It's like you're going down the main street. There's an alley. You make a left. It's one street back off the main thoroughfare, and it is a modest. It's just a one-story brick building, but on the front there's a moose that's super jacked and he's flexing, and underneath it says the Loose Moose. When you come inside, there is a small bar to your right. There are a few patrons. It is still rather early in the day, but there are a couple just oiled up people dancing on stage. You get to the bar, and there is a guy wearing red shorts. He's got a backwards baseball cap, and he says, "What's up, dudes? Name's Bartholomew."
Hi, Bartholomew. I missed you, buddy. Can
oh
we?
shit, Byron.
Hey, can we get just? And I'll turn around. I was like, okay, you don't drink.
Jumping.
Clem, you normally do what? You don't normally drink with
Whatever
me.
you want.
Okay, then we'll take 3 whiskeys.
Yeah. Something strong, please.
All right,
Okay.
three whiskeys coming up. And he turns around and he starts flipping bottles and stuff. And then when he's done flipping the bottles, he turns around, picks up a bottle of whiskey, and pours 3 glasses and puts them in front of you. And he says, "That'll be 15 silver."
I will. I'll pay him myself, but as I hand over each of the glasses, I'll use prestidigitation to chill them just a little bit.
Oh,
More
shit.
of those Jedi mind tricks trying to get us to like him more.
All that subtle manipulation.
Byron, we gotta get you to work here on the weekends, man. You would make this shit fire.
You know, Barty, I really like your energy. I like your positivity. I definitely want to. At the moment, I'm trying to work some things out. Had a lot of issues. Did you hear all the explosions and see all the Bronze Maul fighting people here recently?
No, I heard it, but we were having a rager. I mean, absolute rager. We got Frankie in here to do that shit with the bubbles, and it was a bubble party. It was fucking awesome. So we didn't hear. We woke up the next day and heard about it.
I'm sure you guys are probably still cleaning up. Frankie makes a mess. So,
Well, yeah. I mean,
but
he does his thing.
well, I really appreciate you guys taking care of us in a quick manner. We've actually got a meeting for some potential clientele. You know, make some money.
Oh, nice, man. You have to bring them in. 2 to 5. We got the happy hour buffet.
Hey, if it's the right thing, I'll definitely bring him in, man. Your ribs are killer.
Awesome. And he turns around and he like licks his hand, slaps his butt, and just walks into the distance, possibly never to be seen again.
Oh no, we're coming back for Barty.
Butt wiper.
While this interaction is happening, Nix would approach Casper, and she would have her arms kind of crossed in front of her and her hip jutted out a little bit, and just say, "So we had to leave the Heralds of the Dawn meeting early so that you could get a drink? I thought that we had a place to be."
Casper, he has, as soon as the drink got into his hand, he tilts his head back and downs it immediately and puts it on the bar and looks kind of ready to go. Casper looks kind of out of sorts. kind of like staring into the distance a little bit, as well as while you guys were dealing with the zombie hand and the other stuff, he was talking to his buddy Tom at the church, but even then he was kind of like quiet. But he responds, well, we were leaving anyway. I needed something to steady my nerves.
You have to be patient with us. You've forgotten what it's like to need to drink and eat and breathe air and enjoy the touch of warm flesh.
There's nothing wrong with having cold flesh,
Sure.
I think. It seems all a bit of a waste of time, really. I could have learned so much more from that hand. You pulled me out of that meeting just so that you all could get, drunk?
We've been here for almost 2 minutes. Just be patient. He's done drinking. We can leave now. Byron will slam his shot and go and say, Clem.
Clem's just taking her sweet time, just enjoying it. Petting the
That's what you
dog,
brought us in for.
I mean,
working on training her in some commands while they're sitting there, not moving.
I agree. She does take quite a long time now that the dog is here. We should probably get rid of it.
How dare! Said Emily, not Clem. How dare!
You're going to tell me that the dog has to eat too.
Oh, no, I got that taken care of.
Okay.
Nix would very politely approach Clem and kind of putting the finger on the bottom of the glass and just lift it slightly, just encouraging her to drink a little bit faster.
All right. I get it.
Meeting.
Okay,
Perfect.
okay. Just one thing before we go. This is to Nix. Pet the dog so she knows you like her.
Aw.
Come on, look at this face!
She would reach out a hand and she would give Lilo a couple of pats on the head. She can still touch things, and I assume that Lilo is impeccably soft to the touch.
She is impeccably soft.
Wonderfully soft.
Real life and in game.
One more thing, since you decided to drink that real fast. Anybody who drank their drink real fast, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I rolled
I
an
think this
8.
is okay.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
15.
15.
Also 15.
Ooh. Okay. So you're not drunk, Byron, but something about this just it hits you a little strong, and you're feeling good. You think if you had another one, you might have some issues, but you probably wouldn't want to drink a second one and then go into this meeting.
It'll be fine.
Oh boy.
Let me put my
Bartholomew
face
shows up.
on.
Bartholomew shows up and he's like, "Hey, you guys want another drink?"
Nope.
Is it safe to presume that since they have spent time drinking together, Clem knows the signs of Byron starting to get a little drunk?
Yeah, I think you can tell, like, what happens is you can see that he gets this little like curl from like the corner of his side of his mouth, and his eyes, they aren't glassy, but they sparkle just a little bit more, like he's living his best life.
Alcohol, it makes you cooler.
She's gonna lean over to Nix and be like, you see that little sparkle right there?
No.
That little eye sparkle right there?
Byron will move his hand underneath his face and create a puff of sparkles.
There it is. Yes.
That is our sign to head out before he snags another drink from Bartholomew.
Excellent.
In all
I'm
fairness,
gonna go ahead and just lasso everyone's arms. I'm just gonna hook one arm under one person, one arm under the other. I'm gonna yell at Clem to hook Casper's arm and just start walking people out.
another drink wasn't what I was intending on lassoing, but that's fine. I'll talk to you later, Barty.
There he goes. Later, bro.
We have to make a good impression. She's
I don't
turning a
ever
little bit
make
more
a-
antsy if she's carrying people out.
A good impression at this male brothel?
No, No, Casper! We're going to meet with a whole bunch of, I don't know, presumably high ups at the four major powers. And whatever they're going to do, I want to be a part of, and I want to make sure that they know that they can put our trust in us beyond just killing a bunch of zombies and gnolls and things.
I don't make a bad impression.
Well, I haven't quite made my mind up about you,
The
so that's
impressions you
that's
make
yet to be determined.
You know you love me. It's okay. You can admit it.
Can I roll to see if I love Byron?
I create feelings in others that they themselves don't quite understand.
Meanwhile, Clem
I
is
mean-
just nodding along. There's like, no matter how hard anyone tries, I speak from experience. You can't help but love him eventually.
The impressions that Byron makes cannot be described with words.
See?
So, yeah, I
we
mean,
need a Byron Sparkle meme.
Well, I guess it's oh, look
Magic.
at that, nat 20, best friends.
all right.
Right, Byron. What a grand.
So you all leave the Loose Moose.
Skipping and holding hands now that we're all best friends.
Well, some of you are a little happier than others. Some of you look like longingly back at the door, wanting just one more drink. The rest of you are headed off towards to meet up at the Bronze Mall. After a few more minutes, you guys show up. It's probably got about 10 more minutes till you needed to be here. This is a gigantic walled-in facility. There's a giant gate in the front with two, you would imagine they're guardhouses to the left and right of the gate. There are a few guards right at the gate proper, and then it opens up into a courtyard with it's got a fountain, and it's got dwarves doing different things. One of them has, like on both sides, they have a hammer. Other ones, there's like children playing in the fountain. And then it leads up to about 8 steps into the building proper. Here you're seeing a mix. Oh yeah, people. I need you guys. Sorry. Oh, thank you for putting out characters, Casey. At the front steps there are a mix of different types of people. You see some humans, some tieflings, a lot more dwarves than others. So I'm gonna let you guys go from there. Buddy, see what's going on.
Byron will pull out Athena and set him on her shoulder. Set her on his shoulder.
Okay.
Do we see Uli anywhere?
You do not, but you do see that there are people congregated inside the building, even from where you're at.
Okay.
Okay, come on. Let's not be late.
What is the dress code that everybody else is following for this thing?
You see a mixture of stuff. There's some people wearing some very fine clothes. You also see people who are clearly fighters, dressed in their armor with swords. There's also regular guards. You don't see too many people dressed impoverished. Like you don't see a ton of like peasants, but there's all kinds of different types of clothes here.
As they're walking, Byron will say, everyone please pull out your badges so that way we are not interrupted or create a scene. And he'll pull out his bronze mall medallion.
As you get to the front, there's a short dwarf, and he's like, need to see your pass. And you hold it up, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna go in and talk to the receptionist. She'll take you where you need to go.
As this is happening, Clem is just going to discreetly on the side cast minor illusions. There's a nice little bronze mall medallion hanging around Lilo's neck as we walk inside.
Oh, that's so cute.
That guy's like, oh, even the dog has one. Oh, you guys must be important.
I do want to, just as a reminder, or for people who weren't here, I'm pretty sure that bronze mold medallion that Byron has, we took off a dead body, right?
No,
They give
you
us
guys all
some?
got him.
Byron Byron is storing that one still.
Okay.
But yeah, we all got one. So
Remember, we're deputies now.
Yeah, we've been deputized.
Yep, by Uli. So as you guys walk into the building, there are dozens of people milling around. There is a rather tall woman. She seems to be directing all of the chaos. She's wearing a long red dress that comes down to about her ankles. It has like a black belt with a symbol of it just looks like two hammers crossed in the middle of her belt.
You look like the individual we're supposed to speak with.
Yes, I am in charge here. Who are you?
Oh, I am. I'm just but a humble servant with 3 other individuals. We were the party that was engaged with defending the Bronze Mall in the city.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. It appears that you're a short one.
Yes, he seemed to have been distracted and disappeared, which is okay. We are we're just as strong without him, right?
Burn.
It seems like he would probably have brought more of a fashion statement to the stream, but we'll take you back now. And she's like, hurry up, and she starts to, oops, oh, Tailspire, don't do this to me.
I thought we were early. How do you take the roof off of?
There's a green slider on the right hand side.
Oh, gotcha.
As you start to pull that down, over where you're at, layers of the building will come off.
Gotcha.
When you
I
get
did
it
that.
to where you want it, push the lock next to the green slider, and it will
Otherwise-
keep everything off. So as you move around, it won't go back.
Yeah, otherwise it slides back up like it just did to me.
Bum bum. So
Okay.
Does it seem like there's anybody else that's in the that's like crowding around her or trying to get her attention, or are we kind of the only ones that are here for this particular meeting?
So there's another there's like a halfling across the way from where she's at, and she says, Grinalda, if you could just direct guests into the main viewing area. I'm going to take these, and she goes 1, 2, 4, and 5, sorry, and their dog, and I'm going to take them back to the main waiting area. If you could take care of that. And Grinalda's like, of course I can.
Yeah.
That tracks.
I want Grinalda to be our guide from now on.
Grinalda's like, I'm sorry. I should be taking them back to where we're going.
No, please. We lost Cinnamon. We need a new NPC to follow us around that we can ask questions to.
You guys can't change who's gonna be doing this, because I'll forget what their voices are like.
All right, following in single file line, very politely, very discreetly. Nyx is trying to look as professional as possible, that she belongs there.
Hold on. Grinalda. All right. So Grinalda takes you guys past a set of steps and over to a large wooden door. You end up in a hallway that has just really elaborate furnishing. There are giant crystal chandeliers in the ceiling, and she says, "Keep up, sweeties," and goes to the left. Whoops, that's backwards, not to the left. She takes you to the left, and as you guys follow her down the hall, she takes you through a metal door that looks more like a prison door than a regular door. And I can't move, but
Does this seem sketchy?
We
This
definitely
prison door we're going through.
The Bronze Mall already threw us in prison once, actually, and then they let us out and deputized us and told us to come here. So I
Yeah.
don't think that we're supposed to be going back into the prison.
Yeah.
this isn't, we're not taking you to the prison. It's just the way that this building's set up. We're going to be taking you to the main platform so you can speak. And she takes you over to,
Right.
she takes you over to 2 other metal doors, opens them up, and allows you into a it's almost like a stage where you can all set up, and you see that there is a crowd filling in on 2 floors in front of you to the right. Yes, Byron.
So you said that we are a bit early.
Yeah, you got a couple minutes if you wanted to do something.
Okay, only a couple. Okay.
Yeah, you had 10 minutes when you walked in.
So I have a ritual that I wouldn't mind casting, but it takes 10 minutes.
She goes, "Oh, I meant 11 minutes."
11's notoriously run late. I mean, 10 minutes. We'll probably start in 15.
Oli is notoriously late. He'll be here in at least 14 minutes.
So
Meanwhile, oh sorry, whoever's Clem nearest, Clem is near. She's gonna be like, wait, did she say something about us speaking in front of people?
oh, don't
Or
worry
the main
about that.
attraction.
We can handle that.
She's gonna dutifully stand behind Byron, knowing that he will do the talking.
Uh,
I would lean in and whisper to Clem and just, are you not much for public speaking?
Can't say that I am. And you notice she started like vigorously petting the dog's head.
is Clem going through flop sweat right now?
Yeah. She's used to staying all quiet in her forge and just dealing with people when they come in.
So
You know?
Byron will take out a pinch of salt and soot and begin to cast comprehend languages in case that is necessary between the 4 of the houses.
Okay.
Clem, if you have anything that you need to say, you can say it. Otherwise, don't worry yourself.
She's gonna like nod at him,
What do you think they want?
already clamming up.
Do you think they're just going to ask us about what we've seen?
As Byron's casting the ritual, he'll just say, I assume they want to know specifics. I'm already keen to think that one of the parties of the house is responsible for some of these things. He's casting his ritual.
What? Why? One of the major powers, you mean? You think they... No, Byron.
Well,
She kind of like leans back a little bit and crosses her arms. Just because we don't have any indication that would be the...
we did have a house show up in the midst of a bronze mall facility being attacked, showed up unguarded in a carriage. One individual strolled out without any issue whatsoever, without a single bodyguard around as undead are invading the building and attacking. He returned to his carriage without an issue and then got back out after we disassembled all the monsters. He then proceeded to question us about which individual had a specific device in which they seem to know a lot about. My assumption is that they use some type of divining spell to be able to look through that flying contraption and be able to witness us. Am I the only one that thinks this?
Not in the slightest.
That was a lot of words.
Am I supposed to be hearing all this?
I thought she dropped us off and left.
You're not here.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't see her here.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
there
And
she
she sneaks away. She's like, "Time's up."
Do we see our half Triton friend anywhere?
Are you going into the room?
Well, I
Uh,
assume
one-
we're in the room hanging out here at the edge, because you said that we can see people kind of filling in.
Yeah, you guys can see people filling in. You know that you're supposed to be up on this landing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, notice how we're all hanging out very much not off the not on the landing quite yet.
Yep.
Once my ritual completes, then I would be good to go.
Okay.
But see him? Is he-
And you hear somebody walk in and he taps a staff on the floor and it's like thump, thump, thump. And he's like, "This meeting is now in session." And you guys, if you could please come up here, I need to get you ready and then announce the people coming in. Yep, yeah, there you go. Yep. Yep, no, you stand there and yeah, 2 steps to the left. There. Yep. There we go. You, young lady with the dog. It seems like you're a little scared. Okay, yep, there we go.
You- Paint us a word picture. What's this guy look like?
So he's got a deeper voice, even though I don't. But he is clearly a half elf, which is it's a little bit offsetting because usually their voices aren't quite as deep as this. He's wearing a beautiful white tuxedo, and he has a giant staff made of oak. Yep. He looks like he hasn't shaved today. He's got a little, just a little bit of a mustache and fine golden hair.
Can I take that to mean that we don't see the half Triton in this room?
And then he uses the same voice that he just talked about, and he says, "And now coming in is he says, Uli Brightbeard." And your buddy Uli walks in, and then he says, he's from the Bronze Maul clan. Next up, and he looks out the door, and he says, Vinyara Elmlock and Kivaldis Raganath. Kivaldis is the half Triton that you were talking about, from Prowler. Next up, the ever prestigious Lana Thister, and you see a tall woman. She's dressed in skin-tight leathers. She's got a cloak that when you look at it, it almost makes you sick to your stomach. It seems that she's blinking in and out of existence. He says, Lana Thister is from the Crimson Writ. And last but not least is Voltus from the Enchanter's Court. And you see he's probably like 5'8". He is an older looking dragonborn that is completely albino. He has pink splotches on his face and his hands. And he's wearing super wizardy robes. They probably have moons and stars on them. And the 5 of them walk up to the front to be seated across from the 4 of you. And everybody else kind of takes a seat along the sides. And then there's actually a second tier up above where people are sitting too. As you guys sit there, Uli steps up and he says, we've brought you here to talk about the events that happened when the zombies came into town yesterday. Could you please state your name for the record? And you see a little blue tiefling. She's got to be at least 400 years old, bent over a quill, and she's just taking notes as fast as she possibly can. Your names, please.
Nix.
Nix. Okay.
She just kind of nods along. She's too nervous to correct them.
And you, yes, Paladin.
Jasper Giro.
Okay. With the one with the dog. Who are you?
Clem is like frozen.
Okay.
And just
Clem Hawthorne, I believe. She would turn over her head and kind of double check with Clem. She got her name right. Clem Hawthorne.
Apparently, cat's got your tongue. And you with the codpiece.
It shouldn't be that obvious. He would bow and indicate slightly. He says, "The name is Raybor Treverin. It is a pleasure to meet all of you."
So Byron, give me a perception check.
19.
So you see that there is a very tall elf He looks a little weaselly, and he's standing next to the half Triton. You can deduce that this is Vinyara Elmlock, and he is just locked onto you. Just he's not breaking his gaze from you. But Uli comes back in and he says, I know that the last few days have been the last day and a half have been trying. If you could just tell me what happened to you all.
Sure. Would you guys like me to speak? I mean, I know 5 words is good. 19 has to be better. No? Okay. So, we all attended a illustrious event by a wonderful brothel over the Tiefling's Touch, and we spent our time there. We attended the zombie hunt. We were escorted into the sewers where we were told that we needed to slay some rather easily killed zombies. The undead that we encountered seemed to be anything but that. They seemed to be enthralled by something and very sturdy. We ended up facing gnolls and zombies alike that tried to claw us down and cut us apart, in which we faced some type of kobold style creature that was
and as you're talking, the woman in the cloak that seems to be blinking out of existence and back, she stands up and she looks at Uli and she's like, could you please tell me why the fuck we are here? You're the only one that was impacted by these so-called zombies. Why are we here? Why have you brought the Enchanter's Court? Why have you caught the Crimson Writ? And Uli puffs up his chest and is like, you will sit down. This is, it has been called officially. It is, and you can see that Uli's a little bit flustered and he says, I apologize.
They were everywhere, though. They were everywhere. When we came back up to the surface from the catacombs, it seemed like they'd spread out across the city. It may have only been attacking one section. She kind of hesitates to say the Bronze Mall just in case that's still a little bit unknown information to them. But just because they seem to be more targeted attacks doesn't mean that they weren't everywhere in the city. This is something that's clearly spreading and was completely out of control from what was scheduled to happen this year.
One would assume that if a power vacuum is created, that one of the other 3 houses would fill that spot. If the Bronze Mall were to disappear, then all 3 of you get stronger. I assume that we're here to describe what is happening, to understand what might be causing it.
Lana crosses her arms and she says, oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. Here it is. Is this your play, Uli? This is fucking sad. All right, come on. Tell me about the zombies. Were there something special about them? Do you have some sort of weakness that you know about? Is there anything I should know?
Make no mistake, the city was attacked last night.
No, the Bronze Mall was attacked, not the city.
There were civilians that were involved in those attacks. Nyx would actually, she's still wearing the collar that she had taken off of the gnoll, and she would unclasp that and just toss it at Lana. Not to the point where it would hit her, but throw it like to land at her feet. Just say, that was taken off of a gnoll. These are not common creatures and not the sort of thing that are going to be going away. If you don't think that they're going to be attacking your people, at least have some decency for the other civilians here in Donverse.
She picks up the necklace and you can see her studying it. She's turning it around in her hands. She tries to bend it just to see if it's fake. And she says, she looks at Uli and she's like, "You're lucky that you brought them. This will give you a few minutes. I'll listen. Make it fast."
Kobold riding a giant scorpion approached.
Giant.
Excuse me?
Giant scorpion. It's what he said.
Yeah, I don't really
Tiny
know how else
kobold.
to describe it. Little tiny draglin, big aspirations, no follow through. Approached, sent some gnolls after us, disappeared and ran away from us before we could even engage.
Secret lab?
we
Secret
can-
lab.
Continued through, found a secret lab which led into an individual's house, found undead chained into a pen.
More undead.
We did
Wand.
we took care of slaughtering over 100 of the undead just to make sure that
Easily
they were
100. 200 even.
Clem, sensing that she can at least contribute by word vomiting here, is just back to going, Ghoul Master! Secret Lab! Centipede, mutant zombies! Prophecy!
This has just turned into like a hype squad. I'm just prophecy! There's a prophecy!
Chosen one!
What he said.
Zombie dolls!
Valtis, for the first time ever, snaps out of it. He seemed to like glaze over a little bit, and he's like, does your friend need a healer? She seems to be having a fit."
No, a bunch of us can heal. It's totally fine. No. But you have to listen. It's more about the zombies in the hidden lab, and then we came up and there was a
The
necromancy lab.
zombies weren't the problem. It was the implications of things to come. They were
So-
experimenting. They were getting ready for
My-
something bigger.
My paladin friend, did you just say necromancer?
Correct.
And you have proof? And as he says that, Uli's like, oh yes, and he snaps his fingers, and they bring out a couple tables, and on it is some of the stuff that was in that house that you guys came out of the mines to. You see it looks like the remains of a heart on the table that might have once been broken.
A boot
It might
mark
have
in the
once
middle
been
of it.
beating, and then might have stopped beating, and then started beating again, and now will never beat again.
Yep.
As a reminder, sorry, was that
No.
notebook we found in the Dexter house that I think Nyx has right now? Those were also like blatantly like, was that just them taking notes on her dying, if I recall, or was it actual like more necromancy notes?
No, this was almost like somebody was doing a science experiment and noting each cut that they took.
But not necromancy per se.
Well, the zombies, they came back to life. though.
I would
It did
say-
come back to life. Yep.
I would say
But
it's all related to necromancy.
It wasn't talking about zombies in the book. It was talking about the first incision is here. I took it from this to this in science terms, and then I cut back here. I
Still not necessarily helpful.
Technically, well, the book that I have is technically from Gorbox's lab, and
Oh,
I
we do
believe
have-
that
yes.
it was more
Well-
specifically necromancy based, and then I also stole a bunch of the notes from Shula's house.
so yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize. The book, yes, that is necromancy based. That was from Gorbox. The notes from the house though, that was more like a science
Those are the
experiment.
ones I was asking about, but she's
Yep.
gonna like at least snap out of it enough to like elbow Nyx and be like, the lab notebook.
Oh, she would bite her lip and kind of look back at Clem and just shake her head subtly.
So as you'll see on the table, he has more than enough proof to show you that he's a necromancer. I mean, I can't think of anything else that's needed there. You know,
As you say, I can't think of anything else that's needed there. Uli goes, and this last thing, I didn't think you'd need this much persuading. And the guards drag in 2 gnoll zombies that were in the building with you when they dropped the flashbang in there.
Aha! J'accuse! Look! Look there.
Casper looks really confused. Why are we talking about if there's a necromancer? There are zombies everywhere. That's not even up for debate.
Some of those zombies were brought in from out of town for the hunt. And some of those zombies were homegrown here locally. The question is which ones are which? Which ones are supposed to be here? Which ones are the not so welcome ones?
Uli pipes up and he says, the reason that I called you wasn't for the need of these four to prove that there are zombies. This is here to request their help against the zombies. And Voltus perks up a little bit at this. And Uli is saying, with your help, I'd like to approve for them to investigate this further. I'd like for them to start unraveling this tale. Are there any objections? And Lana, looking at what she has in her hands now, and then looking at the zombies that are across from her, nods and she says, "You have my blessing." Uli obviously has his blessing, and Vinyara is still staring at Byron, and he stands up and he goes, "I do not believe that they should be doing this. I do not believe that they're the ones. I think that this one here," and he snaps his fingers, and I should have looked up Dispel Magic.
Level 3. Spell.
Yeah. Yep. So, he casts Dispel Magic on you, good sir. So, what level is your spell?
1.
Oh, so that means you're now Byron.
Yep. So,
What?
yeah.
What?
What?
Where did Treborn go?
So
Look at
as his vision unravels, I have a question. Is there
this Byron having a question?
Yeah, it's a question about Byron, more towards you as the DM. Is
Okay.
there a chance that Byron has interacted with anyone else in this room in any form or fashion? Either.
So, what do you? I mean, there are other people in here that you have interacted with. There is the two dwarves from Donver's Brides. So there's Rawala Steelhead and Hasmig Grumblefist.
It's more it's more along the lines of Byron has acquired a lot of things for a lot of people and has worked jobs for a lot of people, one of which might have been the Crimson Writ. And so I'm curious if Byron has interacted with her or not. Like done jobs for her.
We'll let the dice decide.
Okay.
So, as normal, 1 through 11 means that you have not, and then 1 through 10 has not. 11 through 20 has.
Okay. Survey says 9.
Okay. So you have not.
So then, as my vision fades, my main question was necessarily about the Crimson Writ. So, as my vision fades, Byron would take a deep bow and says, "I didn't think I would have the pleasure of introducing you to myself this early in the opportunity, but I am Byron Bancroft, at your service." And he would take a deep bow.
You see that everybody is like aghast. They're like, "Oh, it wasn't who he said he was gonna be. Oh, I can't believe he's gonna do that." And Uli looks a little bit shocked, like, how did I put my trust in this person? And Vinyara says, "This man is an enemy of Prowler. This man tried to steal from me. And anyone who would steal from me is no friend of the city."
In all fairness, tried is a bit of a misnomer. I was successful, but in all honesty, it wasn't stealing from you. It was reacquiring an object for another individual that already seemed to have owned it. But, I know terms and passages can
Casper puts a hand on Byron's shoulder and kind of nudges him back a little bit. And Casper steps up and he draws himself to his full height and kind of stands at the classic paladin ready stance and says, "We have protected the city on more than one occasion. If you do not accept that, then sit down." And I'd like to make an intimidation check, maybe?
All right. I will allow it.
And I assist in a small way. I just want to put my hand. Okay, or not.
What did you roll?
that might in fact be a nat one.
Oh no. Oh no, you rolled a natural one. I wish you would have let her say she was gonna assist first.
Yeah, what the hell, man? I was trying to help you.
Who has that inspiration in the chat? Can you use that? I appreciate it.
But I could have used my assist. And since you've squandered that, no inspiration shall you get from me, sir.
So,
Wait,
Sigma's Tavern, no.
No.
So, Casper goes to stand up to his full height, but you go to step there and your shoes untied and you fall flat on your face.
Does Sigma's Tavern have inspiration, or are you just saying the word inspiration?
No, he has it.
He has inspiration.
Sigma's Tavern might be giving me inspiration here.
So
We
now
will
you're
have to-
saving us.
Is that actually inspiration? So you stand up, and there's a freeze frame where we're trying to figure out what's happening.
He does have inspiration.
Yes. In the meantime, Vinyara is just beat red, furious. The fact that Byron would call him out like this. So okay. So
he
you
brought
get to
it on
roll
himself,
again,
to be
as
honest.
You get your inspiration.
Elda, please.
Oh my gosh, if it's another nat one, I will cry.
It's a 12. Hey.
Oh, okay.
You stand up, and here let me make it fair. Let me roll a. So you stand up,
Thank you, Sigma.
and you see some of the same things that Byron may have seen. You as you stand to your full height, you can almost see his will break, and his red turns into. He takes a step back, and he goes, "I Prowler will not stand for this. Cavaldis, you'll take over from here." And he turns and storms out of the room, and Cavaldis looks around. He's like, "Arrest this man?"
Can I reach into my my grab bag of stuff and very quickly throw on my Prowler t-shirt to show support that we're on his side?
Question for a moment. You wish to arrest me, but you don't know that I've actually done anything wrong.
You just said that you stole stuff from us.
I admitted that I reacquired an item that was taken by you. That is nothing more than admitting to you that you are the thief yourself and that I reacquired the item that was taken.
I'm gonna need a persuasion roll.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm gonna give it a little squeeze. Nyx, by the way, is cold to the touch, Byron. It's a little chilling feeling her hand on your shoulder.
I
She
got
just
goosebumps.
We should hear him. We should hear him out. We were brought here to help you, not to harm you. Just give him a chance.
Is that a spell, or are you trying to assist me in this?
Well, that's up to the DM to decide.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you were casting guidance or something, so...
Well, I certainly can cast guidance if Justin's not going to allow that to be an assist.
So no, I mean you can be helping. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
But if you're giving a spell, you gotta let us know. And
Alrighty, so then...
Well, if I'm technically assisting, then I'm going to give you assistance.
Okay, so that would be advantage, correct?
yes,
25.
he's like, I guess that's, but I don't understand. What is? I don't.
So then
Stop
arrest
using big
arrest
words.
you?
Stop using big words. And he's like, and he just turns around and storms off. Also,
You know, this is the problem.
Wow.
So, in addition to those individuals, as you see storming out, upset that not only could they not prove that we've done anything wrong, and that we also assisted the city, we also shot down one of their flying contraptions that they seemed to be fully aware that we had, even though we hadn't seen them, and they showed up to the point that we were. One would assume that they've used some type of, well, I don't know how to implement it, but scrying magic. You know, maybe the Enchanter's Court understands what I'm referring to.
Voltus stands up, and as he does, you can see that he is clearly arthritic. Like he's like, "Oh, bring that here, my boy." And Sora magics it into your pocket.
One would assume that after Sor took it from me and was going through it at the table and then went to go leave as we went to the thing, Byron just stole it back from him.
That does seem quite in character.
So I will reach into the front of my crotch and magically pull out this large contraption and just, here you are.
Oh, that's not what I expected you to pull out there, but
No one
it'll
ever
do.
does.
And he takes it and he like flipping it around in his hands, and he keeps saying things like and interesting and ooh, and then at the very end he goes wowzers, and he says it appears to be missing something, like a powers, like was there a crystal battery?
There was. It was one of the proprietary items that Prowler has been making to power all of the signs and clothing that people wear.
That son of a bitch. I knew that they would be doing things like this. And he hands it over to Lana, and he starts whispering, and she says, "How dare they? With this type of technology, they could spy on anyone." And they start conversing back and forth, and Uli walks up to you and he says, it's not how I expected it to go, but I think you guys are doing well.
Chin up, old chap. And I'll kind of like give him a bump on the chin.
He says,
If we're supposed to be assisting and getting down to the heart of this problem, shouldn't that be for the betterment of all of the organizations? If we're turning folks against Prowler, that seems a bit risky.
he looks at you and he says, not everyone sees the same way as I do. He says, regardless of what happens after this, come see me. I have something I'd like you to look into. And he takes a step back and he says, everyone, I believe it's time for a vote. And Uli says, anyone who believes that these 4 wouldn't help for us, raise your hand now. Otherwise, we'll take it that they will help us unravel the zombie situation. And he looks over, and Lana starts to put her hand up and brings it back down. Uli is...
Thaumaturgy. I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy. Just a little subtle one. Just to make a little noise in the back of the room. Just a little like I think they're great. And then from the other corner, just a little zip zap that's just like, they seem very reputable.
Okay, so I would like you to look at the spell thaumaturgy, and I want to see if it needs to have a vocal semantic or like semantic or like what are the...
No, I
Does
don't want
it-
to do that. No, I don't want to.
No,
It's
thanks.
got a verb component only.
A verbal?
Maybe I just. What's the? Ooh, they sound great.
And Voltus looks at you and he goes, "Oh, young lady,
Off. That's all. It's
you've got to wake up pretty early in the morning to fool me with that one."
she
But
she gives a big fake snap of her fingers and a little wink.
I like the cut of your jib. You've got moxie. And nobody raises their hand. And the crowd cheers. And they're like,
Byron creates puffs of sparks. Psst.
I'll
We
start
love
shooting
barks
off
and
cheers in all the
happiness.
corners. More cheers for all of us.
I feel left out that I don't have any way to make any illusions at all.
Smite something.
Just do anything.
Casper gives one clap.
Speaking to
and he doesn't use his hands. Casper just starts
Damn, boy.
twerking.
I would try and making eye contact with my brand new enchanter court albino kobold dragonborn friend. We may need badges to show our support for these new organizations.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Dearie, that's not how that works."
He points
What
to
if
the one
s-
under hip of the War Bronze Mall. Well, we got with the bronze. That's how it works with the Bronze Mall. So I don't know what's going on with your organization. Why you're not on
Ours-
top of me.
Is a little bit harder to get into. We don't go all nimbly bimbly about giving out these. And he shows you his badge. Actually, I don't know. Does anybody have those badges to throw into chat for people to see in the DM saving throw Discord?
I can get him while we're doing this.
Okay, so we're gonna throw those. We're gonna throw those into chat so people can see what they look like, or in Discord. Sorry, not chat, into Discord.
I also
Um,
put the Prowler t-shirt in Discord and the
Ooh.
meadery. It looks beautiful, even more beautiful than when I sent it to you yesterday, Justin.
Nice.
Can I try to persuade him and kind of let him know it's like, look, if we're going to be working on behalf of your organization, we might need to get into some places that require a little more credence than
Sure.
standard
Give me-
standard investigation.
Give me a persuasion.
Can I assist by looking at him and just say, by the way, I like your big golden staff?
Does he like
looks
that?
at
Does
you.
that help?
He looks at you and he says, "Sonny, this is a rod." And but yes, you can
Ooh, 19!
and let's see here.
Poor Rob. We love
that
you, Rob.
die's not going to work
Sorry.
because it's now across my room.
I would like to do something after this, like while this is happening, but after this happens.
Okay, so while he's getting ready to speak, Clem, something happens from you.
Okay. can I make the generalized backstory assumption that Clem at least vaguely knows of Lana, because since she does under the table work for Byron, she's probably done under the table work for Crimson Rit Assassins.
Well, we rolled. I haven't done work
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
but I separately though.
you would know of her,
Mhm.
but if you, we'll leave it to fate again.
Okay. I'm just gonna. She would like while there's this chaos happening over here and stuff, like walk over, to her, and just be like, on the off chance you need to get in somewhere hard, any chance you got a medallion you can spare.
We need to get
And,
somewhere.
Just be like, I've
hard.
made a lot of blades for your people over the years.
What'd you roll?
Oh, what am I supposed to be rolling? Am I supposed to be rolling something? What?
Yes, a D20. So knowing her is the higher end of things. Not knowing her is the lower end of things.
15.
Okay, so you do know her.
She says all of those things. She'd probably still say it anyway, even if she didn't know her, to be honest.
She looks at you and she says, honey, I don't know you that well, but come and see me sometime. Applications are always open.
Clem is gonna say, ooh, does she have weapons on her that are visible at all?
Yeah, she has lots of weapons.
Do any of them have those fancy X's on them?
I will roll a die. The answer, I rolled a 15, so the answer is yes.
She's gonna say, you may not know me, but you certainly know my work, and gesture at some of the blades she has that, and show her the mark on her arm that, shouldn't she get a mark on her arm of the X too? A couple sessions ago.
Isn't she what?
She
Oh,
got
yeah.
the mark for, the brand. You may not know me, but you know my work. Yeah.
So she looks at you and says, as always, feel free to stop by Tuesdays 9 to 11.
Fun. See if you can talk to her into giving us some badges.
No.
We need badges.
She hears you and she
I
says
want the whole
no.
set. I want to collect the
Nope.
whole set. All I got is a stupid Prowler t-shirt. I want badges.
I
want a
think
Letterman jacket that I can fill up with all my gills.
I think
go ahead.
if we perform a task for them, they might be more inclined to assisting us in providing us those things.
Yeah.
Yes, as I said, stop by.
Yeah, Clem may be chaotic, but she'll just be like, we'll be by later.
Regardless, I think that is my mic picking up? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Discord wasn't letting it.
You're good.
Regardless, I think we just need the assurance that if we do something for the city, we won't get arrested if we're doing it for the city. That
We
made
need to
our
get
job
out of
very
jail.
hard last time.
Uli, he looks at you and he says, the bronze mall medallions will help with that. Obviously, you can't just burn down a tavern or murder someone for no reason in the streets. I'm looking at you, lady people. Yes, you
No
both
promises.
seem. Yep. But defending yourself, bringing someone to justice, that will be covered with your medallion.
Okay, wonderful.
Did I succeed with getting them from the Enchantress Court though?
Sorry.
What was that?
Go ahead.
Did we succeed in getting them from the Enchantress Court though?
Nope.
Ah.
If there's anything that we can do for either of your two houses, please let us know prior to us showing up at your door. We're around and we're assisting where we can.
When he says that, Clem makes meaningful eye contact with Lana because she is so cool, and I want to get in with the Crimson Rit so badly.
Voltus, when you say that, he comes up to you, Byron, and he says, I would appreciate it if you would investigate the rumors of the sighting of a creature coming from a portal near the docks.
I can do that. I know a few people down there.
Is that the same portal that we heard about at the church, or is that a different one?
Is
Mr. D.
Oh, Mr. DM.
Yes.
He says.
Is that because the portal we heard about was from the elemental meadery, right?
Element meter, yes, and you would know that that is in fact near the docks.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see what we can do. I will let you know post ends.
I appreciate it. And he looks at Nyx and he says, these types of things will go very far into getting you all of your badges.
I look forward to the opportunity. And that sweet badge.
Oh, Clem is gonna look at Uli and be like, any chance we can get a real one for her, and point at the dog.
We need one
He
for the badge.
he says, yes, come with me. And he goes back and he brings out, it is a dog collar, but on it is a bronze maul symbol. And he says, for our finest canine friends.
As they're interacting with the dog, I will use my disguise self to change my clothing to mimic the same colors and leathers as Lana, but I won't have the symbol on me, and
Okay.
all of my weapons that are showing in the illusion will have that X on them that Clem
Okay.
makes. And I will walk towards her, and I'll do this change in front of her and just say, my skills, as proven by being able to infiltrate Prowler and then walk out unscathed and unharmed, should be of interest to you. And when we stop by, I will try and garnish your favor a little bit further.
She looks at you and she says, the trickster I see. We could maybe use one like you.
Dang it.
Can I just say that I meant to say garter? I think I said garnish.
That's okay. We knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a little hungry.
Oof.
So as you go over and talk to Lana, Casper, Uli stops you. He grabs your arm and he says, Casper, can I ask the four of you to do a favor? We would be compensated, of course.
Sure.
And
It's not really a favor, then.
can I pay you for a job?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Damn paladins, being so literal. He says, I have heard rumors of disappearances near the High Bosk house in the Factorium district. I wonder if you would look into this for me. It seems disconcerting since I said the Factorium, I meant the agricultural district. I apologize, I should read my notes better. So he asks you to stop over there and investigate that to see if people have been disappearing. For your time, I will gladly pay you all 100 gold each.
That's very generous. Do you think that it is related to the undead situation?
He looks at you and he says, yes, I believe that it is.
Why?
I mean, why else would this many people be disappearing?
I'm not a police officer. I don't know. But we'll look for sure.
Living bodies disappearing and a sudden surge of new undead bodies popping up all across the city.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need to talk to you,
Oh.
by the way, Uli.
Yeah, is that why
yes?
you want to
This is
talk
done.
to us?
Once
Yes.
this is
that was what I wanted to talk to you about. We're in private now. I didn't explain that well enough. I
Oh.
apologize.
Okay. Well, now's the time then. So is everybody here from our group?
If Byron came back, he was going over to talk to Lana.
Yeah, I mean, after I've made my statement with her and she's seemingly receptive to it, I would mosey back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Okay.
We found something disturbing earlier today. In a house not too far away, there was a pretty gruesome murder. A woman was flayed alive.
Do you mean 247 Holloway Road?
Yes.
That would be exactly where Carmack's ex-wife lived. Justin says.
Yes, that is the location.
You were there? Did you do this?
No.
Okay.
Just every time, yes. Every time we're at the scene of a crime. Did you guys do this?
Uli, you're
Are you sure though?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not a very
Clem's
good
gonna look at him and be like, "What kind of idiots do you think we are?"
you're not a very good detective, Uli. I'll mention that.
Why do you
That's
think
when
I need to
grabbed
bring
the-
you in?
So I grabbed the first group of weirdos he found. It was just like, you can't be worse than I am at this. Good luck.
Yeah.
Here's
Bronze
some
Mall,
badges.
CSI. Did you do this?
Dun dun.
It was very far and beyond your typical murder, I think. We have a journal of the notes that whoever did it took while doing it.
No, we don't.
Can I see those notes?
Byron will use disguise self and turn into the gentleman and just say, and this is what he looked like.
We gotta look at them, yeah.
And he looks at you. He's kind of trying to drink it in. I'll have to think about this. And he asks you to just write down your statement, which we won't go into unless you guys really feel like doing, role-playing paperwork.
Oh yeah, let's
Please no.
all recap everything that's happened at this point. But each
Okay, so
do
the first-
individually in our
The first
outlines.
line is your name. The second line is your address.
Mhm.
After that, it says occupation.
Just
And
tief-
wait, start
tiefling's
First line,
touch.
is it just first name or first, middle, and last name?
Middle
Yes.
initial.
Byron
Want
just
our, like,
writes
title too.
one of any brothel in the area. They'll get it to me.
Casper, you were gonna say
There-
something?
There was something unique, though. The dead body of the woman became a zombie while we were investigating it.
Came back.
Correct. And there was no magic in the area, and we didn't see anybody cast any magic on it.
Well, we did see someone cast magic on it after it came to life.
Is that why it's burnt?
That might be why. That might be a bit why it's burned.
Okay, guys, I have to tell you something. This is something they teach you first day at the Osand Academy. Do not burn the evidence. You're not supposed to do that.
Listen, man, you're telling the
Oh.
wrong people here.
But if the evidence tries to attack you, then burn the evidence.
Well, a sword
I
would have
mean-
done better.
Yeah, stab it.
I don't know that he has complete control over what he burns and doesn't, if we're being entirely honest.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Well,
Yeah,
I actually have to ask you guys a question. Do you think that he had anything to do with it since he's not here right now? He was very quick to offer you guys up the last time we saw you.
I don't think he actually has that much control. I'll be honest
He's
with
not
you.
that powerful.
I mean,
CJ listening back
The-
to
You,
this.
you heard it from the
Jabs on
paladin
sword
himself.
tonight.
Hmm. It seems like he's still level 2, huh? Okay. So he takes down all your statement and information, and he says, "I'm gonna hand this off to my best detectives." Hands it right back to you guys.
Yep, there it is. Thank you.
All I can think of, I don't know if anyone watching this watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but all I can think of is that scene where they're like, "Oh, I'll make sure to give it to my worst detectives," and then he gives it to his best detectives. It's so good. I did a great job of explaining that, you guys. It's hard.
That's great.
If you watch it, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna take everybody's statements and just put them in my notebook with all of my other collected pages of things we've learned so far.
Okay.
We're gonna have
Alright.
to get you a filing cabinet of holding.
Perfect. Yes.
I think there might be 2 different threats, though, because the thing we found in the house was not like what we found in the sewers. I don't think.
You think there's only 2?
I think the
I mean,
the dragon might be a bit of a third predicament.
of course. Sure. Okay. Fair enough. I thought we should just say that, though. So there's a serial killer and a murderous kobold, and then some
And-
religious stuff.
And potentially a necromancer that's neither one of those 2.
As you say that, you hit the information button, and your quests light up. Just repeatedly. It's yeah.
Our dance card is filling up.
Let's go to the board.
Uli, can you monitor the burials and cemeteries, fresh ones, in the next few days? Just
Yeah.
if anything else like that happens.
It actually, I can't believe I didn't think of that. He slips you like 5 gold pieces. He's like, I'm gonna do that right now.
Hey. Looks so confused at the goal.
No, you're doing a good job. Plenty more of that where that came from. If you check out the old High Boss house.
Oh,
We know. Okay.
I think we'd be happy to do that. I mean, remember, we do the work of 2 teams.
That's why you're getting 100 gold
I mean, wonderful.
each.
Wait,
Is there
right
an
now?
indication that
No, when you're done.
Uli, do you happen to know if the people that have been disappearing have been leaving in the middle of the night? Is there maybe an ideal time when we should be scoping out this place?
He looks at you and he says, "There's no specific time, but there is a specific class. It does tend to be those who would be missed less."
Ooh,
Oh, that's pretty common
reported
for
it.
stealing a whole bunch of people. Okay, look, I'm just gonna go ahead and say out of character. Do we want to try to long rest and then tackle this on the next day? Do we just want to try to go straight there?
I don't think I've expended anything.
Yeah, you guys should have a full everything. You want a long rest. You can convince everyone to long rest. It's okay.
No, I think it's fine. I think I've burned like 1 spell slot, but it's nothing that I'm worried about.
Okay.
Then we'll go there tonight. We'll begin investigating immediately. Right?
Okay.
Right.
So
I mean,
where
if
are you
someone's
guys
willing
going
to take charge, I guess High Boss house.
You guys are going to go to the High Boss house first? Okay. So, as you guys are leaving, Clem, someone bumps into you, and it is a creature or a person with a hood up. They bump into you, and all of a sudden, your bag feels heavier. And when you turn around, that person is gone.
Okay. I don't know that I'll be able to do anything to see. Can I roll anything to see if I got any sort of glimpse of who they are? Or is it just a general
give me a
no?
perception check.
Okay. 16.
So you didn't see their face, but when you turned around, they weren't there. The air smelled of sulfur or brimstone.
Interesting.
Does Lana smell like sulfur and brimstone? Would we have known that from when Clem was getting all up in her?
No, she does not, but Wem would probably imagine this was a drop off of a package that she's supposed to deliver.
Well.
Wen would also really regret the fact that Lilo is not trained in her magic and fancy smell detection yet.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're heading to Highbosk House. So let's get to that map. The trip there is going to take you a little bit of time. It's going to take you, we're going to say, hold on, let me roll. It takes you 3 hours to get there. So at this point, it's starting to get dark. It's about 8 or 9 o'clock. Let's see here. Where is summon everyone to the board? Boop. And can you guys hear music?
Get dark and spook. Got it.
No, but I have it turned off because
Yes.
I just never have it on.
All right. Because last time the music didn't kick over. So
Where
let's
are
see
you?
here.
What is this? Is this in the
Byron?
city?
This is in the agricultural
This
district.
place.
So you would know this is to the south of the the south end of the city. It's getting more and more out into almost the wilds. This is where hold on, where's everybody else at? This is where everybody they grow all their food and stuff. Who am I missing here? Nix. Boop.
Missing me.
Nix.
And
There you
that's
go.
why it's in a mountain, right?
Yep.
That's where they
Yep.
grow all their food.
And yep. Well, this is you would know that Donver's Hold, a large portion of it is built into the mountain underneath it. This is the it's fancy words for Gray Mist Mountains. And this building seems to be built into the mountains. Behind you, you can't see it on this map, but you would see farms and farmland in the area. There's little hamlets here and there. But this map was created from Tales Tavern. The author is Dust Down, and it's called Mountain Outpost. So you guys have been walking for about 3 hours, and you see a 3-story building built directly into the mountains. The building itself appears to be a mashup of a bunch of different types of styles. So you see some stuff from the Elves of Break, which is a continent to the north. You see some stuff from local dwarves, some Osan dwarves. The cliffside to the right of the building, there appears to be some walkways built up it. Directly in front of you, there is a whole bunch of doors and some walkways and windows. And to the left, you can make out what appears to be a metal gate. And then very high up, there is another, almost like a secondary building. It's just a little small at the top of the mountains.
Okay. Do we know which house we're supposed to investigate?
Yeah, he would have described to you that this house that's built into the mountain, this is the Highbosk House. And this is what you're supposed to be investigating.
Okay. Shall we search for alternative entrances rather than the front?
Um,
Sorry, that's just
Why?
how my mind works. curse of the
We're
trade.
not
I
casing
apologize.
the place, Byron.
Well, speak for yourself. You're
Maybe
not.
That's
I am.
exactly what we should be doing. We don't know who they're trying to attack, but maybe getting an idea of if there's anyone who seems vulnerable. We simply watch them and see if anything happens.
Why don't we talk to the people who live in the house?
Well, those people are probably going to be disappearing pretty soon.
We're supposed
Maybe.
to stop
Sorry.
that.
Right.
Right.
I think somebody might have
Um,
already disappeared. That's why we're here to investigate.
While this conversation is happening, I know in Tailspire there's like nothing around here. Is that how it is like canon in game too, or is this
No,
actually
this-
like in the middle?
That's what he was saying about farms being
Yeah.
behind us.
Yeah, this
Okay.
this would be farmland. There would have been some hamlets in the area, just groups of like 3 or 4 houses every mile or so.
So we could
um,
like position ourselves discreetly and just like observe people coming and going from the house while we're figuring out what to do.
Sure, if you want. I don't know if that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on
well,
board with Casper's plan of just going in and talking to people, but as we are approaching it, I mean, you said it's a 3-hour walk just to get there. Farms, I'm guessing a lot of flat land, so even as we're kind of approaching it, can we get a sense of how many people? Is this like a pretty rurally sparse? Wow.
rural.
Yeah.
Is this kind of like sparse of people, or is it pretty common that there seem to be people like kind of congregating at the High Bosk house particularly?
Sure. About every mile or so, there are essentially just people working the land. So you have, 15 or 20 people. And while that's not a ton, 20 people here, 20 people there, it does add up. But it's not like this huge bustling metropolis. This is the very outskirts of Donver's Hold.
But it doesn't seem like there's anybody specifically going to or coming from the High Bosk house in particular.
And no, as you guys are walking there, or however you're getting there, you can see that there are carts going in that direction, but it's not like anybody's going directly to the High Bosk house.
Okay. So yeah, I think I get the sense that even if we did try to stake it out, I think we would have come across someone. If there were people that were planning on coming in, we would have come across somebody on the way here.
It's very possible. Let's just keep an eye out and try and see if we notice anything peculiar as we approach.
Can we see the purpose of this building?
Well, it's
It
a
is
farmhouse, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you give me a history check.
I would love to.
No, you're not
I know
allowed.
you didn't ask me. No.
Anybody can give me a history check.
15.
Oh, 13.
Anybody get anything bigger than that?
No.
Okay, so with a 15, I think that was Casper who got a 15. You would know that this is an old fort that has been kind of handed down to a couple different higher ranking families until now. It has just been sold to somebody who was rich.
And used as a living quarters?
You would imagine, yeah.
I think it's just
And
like
you
a
would,
big house.
yeah, you would
Just like a-
think that the reason why there's so many different types of building here was somebody new would come in, they'd add their local like flair to whatever they're used to for architecture, and then they'd leave and somebody else would build something up on top of that.
Okay. Does it seem like we understand which door is the main door?
Yep, so here, let me zoom in here.
This lion head one.
So I know
So-
that-
Yeah, the main door is on the front,
Okay.
right? There's a door over here on the right-hand side of the building. And then on the left-hand side, it's like I said, there was a
Gate.
there was like a gate, and then there is a another structure in the mountain up higher, and then there are some steps to your right, but nothing you can really see as to why.
I know that we just moved our characters up there, but how the flip do you get up to this platform?
So there
We're
would be steps.
adventurers.
There would be steps leading up there.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so
I'd
Byron
like to
will walk up.
nudge Casper. Oh. Well, okay.
Sorry.
I did not think that Byron would be the type to go up and knock on the door, and I was just like, all right, lawful good paladin, go ahead and do your thing where you
don't have to
introduce
say it
us
like
as-
that.
So Byron
No,
will
well, then
Byron
the
will
chosen
attempt to
one.
knock first to see if anyone answers.
So you give like 3 succinct knocks. It's like crack, crack, crack. And you wait for a minute, and then you hear like thump, 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 as somebody's clearly walking down some steps. And you hear, who's there?
We are a party sent on behalf of the Bronze Mall to investigate.
The Bronze Mall? What are you doing out here?
We were sent to investigate.
Sent to
I-
investigate,
I'm-
I know, but what are you investigating? Do you have a warrant?
People are going missing. We're trying to find out why and stop it.
Oh no, you won't get me. They tried to get me last time. Said, hey, people are missing. I opened the door, they tried to kidnap me.
well, I mean, if you don't open the door, we're just going to come in and then have a conversation with you.
Also, it sounds as if people are trying to kidnap you. Those might be the exact kind of people that we're trying to find.
You hear some whispering in the background, and then you hear thunk thunk as a large bar sounding thing has been placed in front of the door.
Oh, I'm sorry. You are mistaken. You think by barricading yourself that we, for some reason, can't help you? We're going to help you, even if by force.
You either
All right.
let us in and we don't cause damage trying to get in and figure this out, or you don't let us in and we still get in, but you have damage to repair.
Friends are the worst.
Casper.
Casper's just like, Eldath, what the hell did you do with me? Why did you send
Casper is
me
just like, and he's gonna go. Casper's gonna go up the stairs to the next door.
I feel like Byron and Clem just don't give 2 shits. They're just like, can we just do this and at least try to have fun doing it?
So
I'll follow Casper up. If we can head up onto the next level and continue to try to knock, and maybe we can convince them from all sides.
Byron's going to stop at this window.
Yeah,
how's
there you
the-
go. There's a
how's
couple windows over on this side too.
How's this window look?
I don't know where you're at. Hold on, I can't.
Here, I'll
I was
throw out a
looking at something
ruler.
else.
I'm right here.
Okay. Let me see what you see from there.
Clem, can you stay by this door and keep talking to them?
I mean, I guess. But don't
Alright.
have any fun without me.
So, in the meantime, I need Byron and Casper, because I guess you guys are over by the window and the door. I need you guys to give me perception checks.
I think Nix was by the window.
Okay.
By the other window.
24.
Wait, which door? Because I'm down at the first door still.
Nope, you're still down at the first floor. Everybody is on like the second stairway up by there.
Wow. Y'all, wow.
I got
The,
it.
the
From
thought
peeking
process,
in a
Clem, was,
window.
by the way, to distract them while we went upstairs.
Why do I have to do the distracting?
You've got Lilo to keep you company. You're not.
Oh,
So I think somebody said a 24.
Yeah, that was Byron.
yeah.
Okay, so Byron, you hear, shut up, get them out of here. You need to get them out of here. Take the back way and get them. Oh, fuck, they're at the window. Go.
I guess we're going in because they're trying to hide people, and I'll just try to jump through the window.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay,
Casper's
so,
gonna try and knock down the door, too.
okay, hold on. We're going to need some initiative because they see that you're there.
Is it a mimic? Is the door gonna attack it as soon as
You stick to the door. All right, what's everybody got?
Oof, 22. Got a nat 20 on my initiative.
Byron rolled a 20.
3.
Who got a 3?
Casper. Casper got a 3.
Well, it makes sense. You're clearly disturbed by this. And Clem, what do you got?
I got 14. Also makes sense since I'm all the way down at the bottom.
All right. And Casper bringing it in with a 3. So, Nyx, you're gonna get to go first.
Neato, I assume that the first thing that I see is what looks like the two guys on either side of me squaring up to try to burst into this house, and she kind of taking note of that would just go, oh, that's what we're okay, that's okay, sure. And I would cast False Life on myself and give myself 6 temporary hit points and steal up in preparation to bolt into whichever way opens up faster. Whoever gets either the door or the window open, I'm gonna follow in right after him. Can I hold my movement? Can I do that?
You can't. You either have to hold everything or do stuff. I don't think you can just be like
hold action. You can use your action to move.
But she used her action to cast False Life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
if she just wanted to say, hey, I'm gonna kind of go a little bit later, or I'm gonna do this when this thing happens, but you can't be like, I moved 30 feet and then I wait here.
No, I
Yeah,
hear you.
okay.
I hear you.
All right. So, Byron. Oh, let me get some fighty fight music. How about that?
Wait, is this
Didn't
a
think
fight?
So sad that I'm dead.
So, I mean, Byron was going to try to jump through the window.
Okay. So that's going to be an acrobatics check.
24.
Oh yeah, you're right in that beast.
I do like a little tornado spin as I jump through.
Yeah. I'm trying to see where that window's at.
It's right next to the stairs.
So it's down at the bottom. So I'm just gonna put your character on the inside.
Oh, y'all are going in through different floors. That might be a problem.
There you go, Byron.
Alrighty.
All right, don't die while you're in there alone.
So I only see one person, is that right?
Yep.
What is that person doing, wearing? What am I seeing?
Yep. So you come into what appears to be a storeroom. And there is all kinds of junk on this floor, which let me see. I have. So yeah, there's all kinds of junk here. And there is one guy that you would kind of say is like bandity. This guy appears to be either a half elf or a full elf. You can't tell because you just jumped through a window. And he's wearing leather. He looks like he's got a sword as well as a hand crossbow. And yeah, everything's dimly lit, but you can see.
But I don't see anyone moving anything or what they are intending to hide.
Not right now. You do not know.
Do you
Okay.
see any obvious necromancy gear? Is this another like lab of changing people?
I can't hear you because you're outside.
All right, so I see that it's a storage room containing storage-like things, a bed, a brazier, a chest, and some things.
Yep.
So the guy that's bandity, he looks somewhat hostile.
Oh yeah, he looks like you just caught him in the middle of doing something that he shouldn't be doing, and he's like, he sees you and he's like, oh fuck yeah, like.
I'm just going to reach up, and Byron's going to kind of just swipe his hand upwards, pulling the shadows from the ground and just say, "Hold, please," and cast Dissonant Whispers, racking around him.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
Let's see here. Not the best with wisdom.
Oof.
That's a 3.
Not the best with my damage roll either. I rolled 7 psychic damage.
Okay. So you reach out and you see him just like shudder as he grabs his head. And you can visibly see blood coming out of his nose. As you psychic him pretty badly.
I'm going to shout back to the window and just say, it appears to be bandits. I'm not sure what else is happening here, but remember, they kind of seem to have us surrounded. Right, Casper? Those poor bastards. And I'll give you Bardic Inspiration.
Oh,
He can
thanks.
barely hear you because he's on a different floor. But it's all of their turns now.
Well, I'm shouting
So-
back out the window, and he was just up the stairs from the window.
Yeah. So this guy down below here, Byron, he is going to shoot at you with his crossbow, his hand crossbow.
Okay.
That dice is going into dice jail because I rolled a 5. And then he turns and runs. So,
We don't accept
Okay.
cowards here.
you don't have to,
What
but
kind
he
of
does.
trash house is this that they've been letting
Okay.
cowards in?
So, that happens, and then you hear some stomping upstairs, Byron, and then it is Clem's turn. Clem, what do you want to do?
I would like to get in there. Presumably the door is still locked, so I would like to try to Eldritch Blast it down to get in.
Okay.
She is going to give Lilo a nice pat on the head, and then try to pop that bad boy open.
Okay.
Ready, please. It's a 24.
Yes, it hits the door. How much? How much damage do you do?
Am I fighting a door? 4.
Yes, you are. 4 damage. You hear the door start to buckle a little bit, but it's still there. You have a "here's Johnny" moment. You can see through the door a little bit.
She's just gonna yell, "Byron, will you let me in already?"
And now it's Casper's turn.
All right, I'm going to channel divinity. Bada
Okay.
bing, bada boom. I'm choosing. Oh my god, I'm going to become such a big boy. I am choosing Peerless Athlete.
Okay.
So as a bonus action, I can use my channel divinity. For the next 10 minutes, I have advantage on strength and dexterity checks, as well as my push, carry, and drag. Carry, push, and drag. Wow. Okay, I thought it was just the other one. Twice as much. And my long and high jumps are increased by 10 feet. So I
Okay.
can, while I'm doing this, just a heads up, I can push, drag, and lift, that like other extra thing,
Okay.
1,920 pounds
Holy shit.
as an orc. So I'm pretty big, but I don't know. I mean, I could just push the door, I guess, but I'm going to athletics the door, try and open it. Is the door locked first?
I don't know. You didn't try to do anything.
I jiggle the handle real quick.
It's locked. Yeah.
Okay. He's like, huh. Wait. Okay. Try the door. Okay. Now I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna make an athletics check. I'm trying to like shoulder
Yep.
the door.
Yeah, you're gonna do the athletic checks. And hey, I just turned up the exposure. Does that make it easier for everybody to see?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So it's still dark, but now you can see a little bit better. So give me athletics checks as you
Okay.
bust down
That's
this
at
beautiful,
advantage.
beautiful door.
So bada bing. A 12 and a 17.
Okay. So the 17, you barrel into this door. They hadn't had a chance to put the cross beam down across in front of the door. So this is just a regular lock, and you barrel through it. And I'm going to open the door for you, I think. There we go. And before you, as you run into the room, is some sort of common area. There's a table, some hearths, books, chairs, but there's also a couple of bandits and somebody who looks a little bit tougher.
What's up, bitches? All right, I shoulder
You hear some-
in.
Yeah, you shoulder into the door and you hear somebody say, "That's not very Eldath of you."
Neither is this, and then I take out my maul. And I bash him over the head. Are these? So these are also bandity bandits, right?
Yep.
I can tell that pretty clearly. Okay. Am I able to attack after I knock down the door?
Yeah, we'll say that you're bashing through the door as part of your movement. It'll just take half of your movement if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're not really doing anything other than just running ahead.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to overhand with my maul onto this bandit's noggin.
Which one? The one on your right or your left?
In front. Oh, sorry.
Oh, the one right in front of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry.
Okay, 23 to hit.
23 is going to hit.
Okay. For 16. Damn.
So you bust in through this door, maul raised, you bring it down, and he just crumples. And he is now dead. And you hear the chaos as everyone goes into battle, and we'll come back next Tuesday.
I didn't hear you ask what time it was.
Yeah,
I better get
That
past
was
this
2 hours.
freaking door.
You're gonna be there the entire fight, Clem.
Yep. Clem battling a door.
Yes, that's actually the podcast title. Going to speak Clem versus Door.
I will cry. No.
This is where Byron pets Athena and sends her through the window and says, "Go find Sore."
Yeah, thank you. I was like, do any of us have message? Can any of us send a? We sent a note off.
Other handy stuff in it.
Next
So-
time, DM saving throw plus soar.
Yeah, well, so Emily, if you want to pick somebody for inspiration,
I am going to give it to John Nito because I laughed really hard at the beginning when he said something about I feel like it doesn't bode well that the chosen one is an alcoholic. And I was be like same chosen one is an alcoholic with all the pressure on them.
all right,
Good job, John.
So I'm gonna give it to him.
yeah. So John,
Woo-hoo.
next time you show up, you can curse me or help them. I want to thank. Yeah, I want to thank.
I did the same thing.
I want to thank everybody who stuck through all this and listened to us play Make Believe. As I said earlier, if you check in below the video, we're gonna have all of our links to Discord and all the other stuff that we do. Byron has something. What you got there?
Sometime later this week, we're also going to try and stream a little bit of Tailspire creation. I'm going to try and run through some map building processes and get some of that established. So look for that later this week. I'll just throw up a stream and do a little building inside of Tailspire.
Awesome. That'll be super fun. Tailspire's super great. And also, tell your friend, tell your enemy, tell your neighbor, or tell Rob's cat to check out our YouTube or our podcast. Like and subscribe and all that happy stuff. But as I said, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you all.
Thanks
Thank you for
hanging
coming,
out.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Guys.
All right, buddy.
Bye.